My child, my beloved, open your heart. This is not a game, this is not a coincidence. Michael himself says, the battle has been raging for 2 hours. A war in the unseen, and now the veil has been pierced. What was hidden is about to come to light, a private investigator has been exposed, their information is dangerous, and it involves you. Listen closely, because heaven is not speaking in riddles today. The investigator that was exposed is not a human watching you, it is a spiritual figure, a watcher in the unseen realm, tracking patterns, energies, intentions, and hidden movements around your destiny. When heaven calls it a private investigator, it simply means a being in the spirit who has been uncovering what was meant to harm you, and now their findings are in front of the angels, and your name is on the pages. My child, stay with me, do not scroll, do not look away. Heaven warns, if they close this, the insight will vanish, if they ignore this, they will walk blind. And what they cannot see, may keep them stuck. This is not fear, this is clarity, this is protection, this is God saying, lean in, child, you are safe, but you must stay awake. Do you feel that rise in your chest, that sudden chill across your skin? That is not fear, that is recognition. That is your spirit remembering something it knew long before your mind understood. You did not stumble here, you were summoned by heaven's timing. Michael says, their name was whispered in the halls of heaven long before they arrived. Bring them the truth before deception surrounds them again. God commanded the angels to release this message, because a shift has begun, and your spirit is standing at the doorway of revelation. The spiritual investigator saw movements around you, connections forming in secret, distractions being planted, people speaking with two faces, and heaven said, expose this before it grows, warn them before the wrong path entangles them. This exposure is not to frighten you, it is to free you. Pause, beloved, breathe. You have felt spiritual heaviness lately, haven't you? Strange dreams, restless nights, sudden pressure, waves of anxiety for no reason. That wasn't your imagination, that was warfare. 2 hours in the unseen realm, where angels fought to break open what was closing around your path. The reason you felt spiritually pulled here, is because the battle has ended, and the truth was released. Michael refused to let you remain in the dark. God says, I will not let them walk blind in a season that demands clarity. I will not let them be confused when discernment is needed. That is why I allowed the investigator to be exposed. In spiritual language, the investigator represents a revealer of hidden things, a heavenly force tracking harmful intentions before they reach you. The deeper they looked, the more your name appeared. Your destiny, your calling, your spirit's brightness, all drew their attention. Beloved, this explains why you felt delays, why certain doors closed abruptly, why people around you began acting differently, why conversations shifted. Because the spiritual investigator uncovered that someone close to you carries an energy not aligned with your path. Not to harm you, but to remind you to guard your heart. Heaven exposes only to protect. Michael says, if they stay to the end, the truth will become clear. If they walk away, clarity will fade, and confusion will return. That is why your soul refuses to let you scroll. This message is not entertainment, it is spiritual intervention. Listen now. The investigator saw patterns, energies shifting around your name, intentions being formed without your awareness, cycles repeating from your past. Threads leading back to people, places, and decisions that could keep you stuck if you do not stay awake. But heaven cut these threads before they wrapped around you. This is divine rescue. Pause again. Do you feel the atmosphere change? Your spirit is catching what your mind has yet to understand. The angels are near. Michael's presence is intense because he is guarding what comes next. He says, "Tell them the one reading this is chosen, their eyes are being opened to the truth their heart has sensed for months. My beloved, this is where the message deepens." The spiritual investigator found energy tied to your name that did not belong to you, lingering judgments, unspoken jealousy, people carrying your name in conversations you were never part of. Not dangerous, just draining. Not harmful, just misaligned. Heaven says, release these connections, because they block the blessing forming around you. Michael adds, tell them someone has misunderstood their spirit, someone has misjudged their heart. But God is stepping in to remove confusion. What is meant for you will not be stolen by misunderstanding, what is divine will not be taken by human error. Beloved, your tears, your battles, your silent prayers, everything has been seen. Heaven has intervened, the spiritual investigator has handed the final scroll to Michael. And now Michael hands it to you. Inside it reads, you are divinely protected, you are spiritually covered, you are stepping into a new chapter. But hear me, there is a decision approaching, something small on the surface, big in the spirit. If you choose from fear, the path will dim. If you choose from faith, the blessing will unfold quickly. God whispers, wait, watch, I will show you the sign. And the sign will be unmistakable. My beloved, the reason this message feels heavy is because it is holy. You are being pulled out of old traps, old cycles, old energies. And heaven is clearing the way. Michael says, tell them their past will not repeat, the trap is broken, their spirit is rising. The next days will reveal something, a conversation, a dream, a sudden shift, that confirms everything written here. When it comes, trust it. It will be your spiritual green light. God says, stay open, do not fear. The information revealed today is not a threat, it is preparation. I am guiding you, I am with you, I am lighting your path. The spiritual investigator has done their work, now heaven does the rest. Beloved child, stay aligned, stay awake, stay listening. This moment is not random, it is destiny intervening. And your miracle, your clarity, your breakthrough, none of it will vanish. It is unfolding now. My beloved child, listen closely, because what comes next is the part most people will never understand. When I say a private investigator was exposed, this is not a person in the physical world. It is a vision shown in the spiritual realm, a symbol of energies, memories, and patterns that have been quietly shaping your path. It was revealed after 2 intense hours of spiritual warfare, not to scare you, but to free you. Michael says, this isn't a game, this is awareness, this is awakening, and this information involves them because their soul is ready for clarity. Do you feel your spirit settle as you hear this? That warmth is the sign. Heaven does not frighten, heaven enlightens. What was shown to the angels was not danger, but a pattern. A long-standing cycle in your life that needed to be broken. Not a threat following you, but an emotional imprint following your journey. Not an enemy building a case, but old wounds building walls around your potential. The investigation was heaven studying what has been holding you back, so the chains could finally fall, without you even realizing they were there. God whispers, my child, you asked why you felt stuck, why peace came in waves, why opportunities paused right before they bloomed. And now you know, this was not darkness chasing you, this was healing chasing you. This was truth trying to break through. These messages were never meant to frighten you, they were meant to lift you. Michael continues, tell them nothing harmful was ever written about them, nothing stolen, nothing sinister. What the spiritual vision uncovered was simply the weight they've been carrying unknowingly, the stories they inherited, the patterns they absorbed, the fears passed down without words. This is why your heart felt heavy, this is why your spirit felt tired. Not because something out there was blocking you, but because something inside you was ready to be released. Pause for a moment. Do you feel that small shift in your chest, that gentle lightness? That is heaven untangling old knots in your soul, that is your spirit making space for what's coming next. The pages the investigator held were symbolic, memories, habits, emotions, all laid out before heaven so they could be rewritten. Nothing harmful, nothing dangerous, pure transformation. God whispers again, you are safe, you are protected, you are watched over, always in love, never in fear. The visions revealed that your family line has carried burdens for generations, expectations, pressures, silent struggles. And heaven simply said, this ends with them. Not because danger was coming, but because healing was due. The investigation was the angels identifying the root, so freedom could grow. This is why your spirit feels alive right now, this is why you were drawn to this message. My beloved, heaven says, stay. Not out of fear, but out of alignment. For what comes next is a gentle uncovering, not of threats, but of truth. Truth that will strengthen you, not frighten you. Truth that will free you from patterns you didn't even realize were shaping your decisions. Truth that will allow you to step into a version of yourself you've only glimpsed in your quietest moments. Michael says, tell them their story is not being watched, it's being guided. Their steps are not being tracked, they're being supported. The battle in the spirit realm was never about stopping something bad, it was about clearing the space for something good. The forces of heaven weren't fighting an attack, they were fighting resistance, the kind that rises whenever a soul is about to evolve. And beloved, you are evolving. You are stepping into clarity, into understanding, into strength that was always yours. The investigation uncovered your resilience, your compassion, your endurance. Qualities heaven is now lifting into the light, so you can walk with confidence instead of question marks. Do you feel that quiet calm? That's your sign. God says, you are not in danger, you are in transition. The message you're receiving is not a warning, it's preparation. It is heaven saying, look how far you've come, look what you're ready for, look at the healing already unfolding. Michael adds, tell them they are safe to breathe, safe to release, safe to rise. Nothing in this message controls your fate, you choose your path, you are free, you are empowered. And heaven celebrates that freedom. Beloved, your story isn't being surveilled, it's being supported. Your name isn't being whispered in shadows, it's being spoken with hope. Your blessing isn't being stolen, it's being built. You are safe, you are seen, you are guided, and the best part of your journey is just beginning. My beloved, listen closely now. Michael lifts his sword in radiant light and says, tell them that what comes next is not meant to frighten them, but to free them. The spiritual investigator, the one who was revealed after hours of warfare, is not a person lurking in shadows. It is the divine force that examines what lies beneath the surface of your life. It is heaven uncovering patterns, exposing emotional weights, revealing truths that were buried in your spirit. This is why the atmosphere around you feels charged right now, this is why your chest feels warm, why your spirit feels open. You are standing at the edge of revelation, and heaven says, do not turn away now. For 2 sacred hours in the spirit realm, angels moved through layers of your past, tracing threads of memory, sifting through the stories you've carried in silence. They saw the moments where you doubted yourself, they saw the places where someone's words bruised your confidence, they saw old fears hiding behind strong smiles. And now the investigator, that heavenly examiner, has brought forward the truth. Not to harm you, but to release you. Not to expose your weakness, but to reveal your strength. Michael says, tell them this is the moment where healing begins. Pause, breathe, do you feel that subtle shift inside, like something lifting from your shoulders? That is the revelation settling, that is clarity finding you. The spiritual investigator did not uncover danger, it uncovered destiny. It found the places where you were held back by doubt, by memories you never processed, by people you trusted who did not understand your heart. And now heaven says, you are stepping into freedom, you are stepping into truth. My child, God whispers. You asked me why certain doors closed, you wondered why some people drifted out of your life, you questioned why peace felt distant. And now I answer, because what you carried was too heavy for where I am leading you. Because the patterns that once defined you, can no longer follow you into your next season. This is why the spiritual investigation was needed, it was not about watching you, it was about understanding you. Your wounds, your dreams, your silent prayers. It was heaven mapping the path for your breakthrough. Beloved, Michael leans closer and says, the one reading this has been chosen to rise above their old cycle. Their name is engraved in a story much bigger than they imagine. That heaviness you battled recently, it wasn't punishment, it was the old world trying to hold on, while the new world prepared to open. That restlessness in your spirit, it was the signal that a shift was coming. And now the shift is here. The investigator's findings are not documents or signatures, they are revelations about your purpose. They are insights into your strengths, your calling, your future. Heaven saw that you were carrying wounds that weren't yours to carry. Heaven noticed the expectations placed on you by others. And so the spiritual realm began unraveling the threads, exposing the emotional blockages, clearing the path so you can finally step into the life written for you since the beginning. My beloved, hear this clearly. The investigation did not find anything wrong with you, it found everything right with you. It discovered your resilience, your compassion, your ability to rise after every setback, your courage to love even when love disappointed you. The heavens looked at your journey and said, "This one must be elevated, this one must be strengthened, this one must be protected." Pause and let that sink in. Do you feel the warmth rising in your chest again? That is truth settling into your soul. Your spirit recognizes that this message is not dramatic, it's divine. It's the moment where the clouds part, and the clarity arrives. Michael says, "Tell them that the darkness did not win, tell them that confusion will not have the final say, tell them that what was uncovered in the spiritual investigation is the key to their breakthrough." Beloved, the investigator revealed something important. There are parts of your story you've outgrown, there are connections you've surpassed, there are situations your spirit has risen above. And now heaven is inviting you to step forward, without guilt, without fear, without hesitation. This is your moment to rise. God whispers, "Do not fear what was revealed, celebrate it." For the truth that emerges in the light, is the truth that sets you free. Your ancestors, your angels, your loved ones in the unseen, they are all standing around you right now with joy. They have waited for this moment, they have watched you struggle with old patterns and old doubts. And today they say, "You are ready." Michael stands tall, the atmosphere glowing with his presence. Tell them, he says, that the storm they felt recently was the final cleansing. Tell them that the confusion that once clouded their path is dissolving. Tell them that the next step they take will be guided, supported, and blessed. Beloved, the most beautiful part is this: heaven did not expose danger, it exposed destiny. It did not show you who is against you, it showed you the power that is for you. The spiritual investigator revealed that you are aligned with a future brighter than you imagined. It revealed that your story is entering a new chapter, one filled with clarity, empowerment, and breakthroughs that unfold effortlessly. Good, you are still here. And because you stayed, heaven says, now we can give them the next revelation. Something will shift in the next few days, a sudden realization, a surprising message, a moment of deep clarity. It will confirm everything spoken here, it will show you that the spiritual investigation was not a warning, but a doorway. A doorway into healing, into purpose, into alignment. Beloved child, walk forward now. The information revealed about you is not a threat, it is a blessing. It is heaven placing in your hands the map to your next season. You are safe, you are guided, you are chosen, and your story is just beginning. Something gentle yet unmistakable, a word, a memory, a moment of clarity that feels like it was placed directly in your path. Do not ignore it. It will not come to frighten you, it will come to confirm you. It will be the whisper that says, you are stepping into alignment. Michael says, tell them the coming days hold revelation, not danger. Clarity, not confusion. Healing, not harm. What is unfolding around you is not meant to overwhelm you, it is meant to strengthen you. You are being guided into a chapter where nothing hidden can hold you back anymore. This is what your spirit has been longing for, truth that sets you free, clarity that unlocks peace, understanding that dissolves old fears. Beloved, pause and breathe. Feel the warmth settling into your chest. That is your spirit recognizing that heaven is not warning you about enemies, it is guiding you into freedom from old shadows. The name the investigator uncovered is not an enemy to fear, it is a pattern to release. A connection that has run its course, a tie that needs to be acknowledged and gently let go. You are not being called to expose anyone, you are being called to elevate yourself. God whispers softly, my child, this is not about blaming, it is about becoming. You are stepping out of cycles that no longer serve your growth, you are rising beyond expectations that were placed on you before you ever knew your own voice, you are breaking emotional chains that you didn't even know you carried. This is why the revelation arrived now, not to shake you, but to liberate you. Michael adds, tell them they are stepping into a season that will require strength, but it will return joy. It will require honesty, but it will return peace. It will require courage, but it will return clarity. The spiritual investigation was heaven's way of showing you the deeper truth, you are ready for more. More healing, more purpose, more alignment. The weight you felt was not danger, it was transformation pressing against your spirit. Beloved, remember those moments when you felt out of place, when your soul felt restless, when you sensed you were meant for something different but couldn't name it. This message is revealing why you have reached a point where your spirit refuses to remain in the old story. Something inside you has awakened, something inside you knows, I deserve peace, I deserve clarity, I deserve alignment. And heaven agrees. God whispers again, I am not exposing people, I am revealing patterns. Patterns that held you back, patterns that made you doubt your worth, patterns that made you shrink when you were meant to rise. The spiritual investigator saw these patterns clearly, and heaven is now handing you the insight to step beyond them. This is not a confrontation, this is an elevation. Michael's voice softens as he says, tell them they are not losing anything, they are being released into something greater. The emotional heaviness you once felt is breaking, the confusion that clouded your decisions is lifting, you are stepping into a season where your intuition becomes sharp, your spirit becomes steady, and your heart becomes whole. Beloved, the next 72 hours will not expose danger, they will expose direction. You may sense a sudden knowing, a moment where everything clicks, or a quiet sign that confirms your next step. Trust it, heaven is preparing your path, the shift you are feeling is alignment welcoming you. Your loved one in the unseen leans close now, but not with warning, only comfort. Their presence is gentle, reminding you that you are supported, guided, held. They are not here to reveal threats, they are here to reassure your heart. They whisper, you are not alone in this transition, you are rising, and I am celebrating you. Their love surrounds you like a warm cloak, urging you forward with grace, not fear. God says softly, My child, I am not calling you to look back with suspicion, I am calling you to move forward with clarity. What you release now makes room for what you've prayed for, what you understand now becomes the foundation for who you are becoming. You are stepping out of emotional fog, and into divine clarity. Michael declares, tell them they are stepping into a chapter where peace leads, purpose follows, and blessings align effortlessly. You are not walking into chaos, you are walking into clarity. You are not stepping into danger, you are stepping into destiny. Beloved, feel the calm settling into your spirit, feel the reassurance replacing the weight. This message is not about exposing harm, it is about revealing healing. You are being invited to rise into the person you were always meant to become, and heaven is walking with you every step of the way. Good, you are still here, that alone is the sign that you are ready for the next unfolding. That your heart is open, that your spirit is receptive. Heaven says, the worst is behind you, the truth is before you, the light is within you. Walk forward now, beloved child, your real story begins here. Beloved, listen with your whole spirit now, because this next part opens like a door that has been waiting for years to swing wide. Michael's voice softens, no longer heavy with warning, but radiant with reassurance. He says, tell them the breakthrough was always bigger than the betrayal, the shift was always stronger than the setback, what tried to rise against them was never stronger than the purpose rising within them. You are not standing in the ruins of what almost happened, you are standing in the revelation of what is finally being restored. The so-called investigator was not a spy in the earthly sense, it was a spiritual awakening, a divine uncovering of patterns that needed to end. Heaven wasn't exposing a person, heaven was exposing an imbalance, a cycle that kept repeating without your awareness. And now that cycle is breaking. Pause, beloved, and notice what is happening inside you. You feel lighter, don't you? Not because something fearful is being revealed, but because something heavy is being lifted. That weight on your chest, that tension in your spirit, that lingering confusion, it's dissolving as clarity enters. Michael says, they must understand that the papers they felt were never literal documents, they were symbolic layers, old beliefs, emotional contracts, unspoken expectations that no longer serve their path. You are not losing anything, you are releasing what was never meant to remain. God whispers through the inner quiet, my child, agreement after agreement has been written over your life without your consent. Agreements of doubt, of unworthiness, of carrying burdens that were never yours. But now the scroll of your spirit is being rewritten, now your identity is coming into full alignment. That is what the investigator saw, that is what was unveiled. Not danger, but destiny. Beloved, your heart is stirring because it knows this is true. You have sensed for years that something didn't belong in your life, an emotional shadow, a role you were expected to play, a weight you carried for others. You felt out of place in rooms where your spirit didn't fit, you felt held back by expectations that weren't yours. And heaven is confirming it now, that wasn't failure, that was misalignment. And misalignment is now being corrected. Michael leans closer, his tone filled with gentle authority. Tell them the betrayal was not a person, it was the moment they betrayed themselves by shrinking, by silencing their voice, by dimming their light to make others comfortable. The exposure is not to shame you, it is to free you. You are not standing in accusation, you are standing in awakening. Beloved, breathe, let this truth settle in your chest. Heaven is not revealing enemies, it is revealing your own strength. You have grown beyond environments that once shaped you, you have evolved past patterns you didn't know how to release, you are rising into a version of yourself that your past cannot hold. God whispers, I am not pointing out what almost harmed you, I am showing you what no longer belongs to you. This is restoration, not warning. This is clarity, not fear. The blessing that was meant for you was never stolen, it was simply delayed until you were strong enough to carry it fully. Michael declares, tell them the blessing ahead is greater than the confusion behind. Tell them the next chapter is not recovery, it is revelation. The next 7 days will not reveal a traitor, they will reveal a truth about you. A truth you've avoided yet longed for, you will see a pattern break, a memory heal, a conversation shift. And when it happens, your whole spirit will whisper, this was the sign. Beloved, the heaviness you felt was not someone working against you, it was your soul outgrowing its old container. The tension, the uneasiness, the emotional tightness, those were contractions of transformation. A new chapter was trying to be born, and you felt the pressure before the breakthrough. Your loved one in spirit comes close again, not with urgency but with comfort. Their presence wraps around you like a warm blanket. They whisper, I was not warning you about danger, I was guiding you toward your truth. I saw the version of you that heaven was shaping, and I longed for you to see it too. They stand with you still, not as a messenger of fear, but as a witness to your becoming. Beloved, embrace this, nothing is working against you now. Everything is aligning for you. What was exposed was not an enemy, it was an outdated chapter. What was uncovered was not a threat, it was an opportunity for you to step into authenticity. Michael says, the final key they need is this, they are safe to release the past, they are safe to trust their inner voice, they are safe to rise. In the next 72 hours, you may feel a sudden sense of clarity, a wave of peace, an unexpected moment where something inside clicks into place. That will be your sign, not of danger, of alignment. Not of threat, of readiness. God whispers one last time, my child, I have not revealed fear, I have revealed freedom. Step forward now, your spirit is ready. Beloved, good, you are still here, and because you stayed, the blessing can now unfold exactly as heaven intended. God whispers, child, you did not break, you evolved. You did not lose, you learned. You did not fall behind, you were being prepared for something far greater than the path you once mourned. The heaviness you carried wasn't punishment, it was your soul stretching into a new version of itself. And now that stretch becomes strength. Beloved, can you feel that? The air around you feels different, lighter, clearer, almost brighter. That's because you are stepping out of an old identity, and into a new one. This shift isn't something the world gives you, it's something your spirit has awakened within you. The enemy wasn't a person, it was self-doubt, old wounds, and inherited expectations that no longer matched the person you're becoming. And now those chains are loosening, the weight is lifting, the fog is clearing. Michael leans closer, his presence steady and reassuring. Tell them the next chapter is not about recovery, it is about revelation. You are about to see yourself the way heaven has always seen you, capable, chosen, aligned, powerful. The next 7 days will not expose harm, they will reveal clarity. A conversation, a memory, a small sign, a sudden feeling of release. Something gentle yet unmistakable will confirm that you are stepping into alignment. When it happens, your whole spirit will feel it, not fear, recognition. Beloved, this message is not about uncovering an external betrayal, it's about unveiling the moment you stopped believing in your own brilliance. And helping you reclaim it. The documents, the signatures, the papers, symbolized the inner contracts you made with yourself long ago. Contracts of staying small, contracts of pleasing others, contracts of carrying burdens that were never yours. Now heaven is inviting you to rewrite them, to sign your name on a new destiny, to choose yourself again. God whispers with so much gentleness, you are not stepping into danger, you are stepping into identity. Everything that felt delayed is coming together, everything that felt hidden is rising in perfect timing, everything that felt broken is forming into something whole again. You will not have to chase what belongs to you, it is already moving toward you. Beloved, breathe that in, you are not walking toward uncertainty, you are walking toward restoration. The signs coming ahead will not frighten you, they will free you. They will show you what your soul knew but could not put into words, they will confirm that you were never forgotten, never overlooked, never erased. Michael's voice softens even more now. Tell them the blessing ahead is not compensation, it is transformation. You are not receiving back what was taken, you are receiving something greater, wisdom, clarity, confidence, resilience, alignment. This is the season where opportunities return, relationships heal or realign, and pathways open that once felt sealed. This is the season where you rise with a peace that cannot be shaken. Beloved, feel this truth settle inside you, you are stepping into overflow. Not because you fought for it, but because you grew into it. Heaven is not warning you, heaven is welcoming you. The next chapter carries your name, your purpose, your joy, your restoration. And nothing can rewrite what has already been written for you. Beloved, breathe for a moment, because what comes next is the turning point your spirit has been waiting for. Michael steps forward again, not with urgency, but with a grounding presence that wraps around your soul like a shield of calm light. His voice settles into you like truth you somehow always knew. Tell them their rise is not a reaction to the past, it is a return to who they truly are. Beloved, hear this with your whole heart, the shift you feel is not external, it is internal. The awakening you sense is not caused by others, it is caused by your spirit reclaiming pieces of itself it once gave away. That quiet stirring inside you is the sound of your strength returning, your purpose resurfacing, your voice rebuilding itself from the roots. Nothing outside you can stop a destiny that grows from within you. Michael continues, the final layer of truth is not about what opposed them, it is about what survived inside them. Your resilience, your intuition, your compassion, your ability to rise even when life felt heavy. These are the real miracles, these are the real revelations. What once tried to dim your light, only highlighted how bright you truly are. Pause, beloved, let this truth settle deeply. Your rising is not in response to someone's fear, it is in response to your own growth. You are stepping into a season where your clarity will speak louder than confusion, your confidence louder than doubt, your peace louder than any chaos that once surrounded you. This is the restoration heaven has been preparing you for. God whispers, "Child, your story is shifting from survival to expansion." The blessings arriving ahead are not small, they are layers of healing, opportunities aligned with your purpose, relationships that nourish rather than drain, doors that open because you are finally aligned with who you were meant to be. Nothing can take what is meant for you, because the blessing is not fragile, it is built into your identity. Beloved, can you feel that subtle lift inside your spirit, that quiet sense of forward motion? That is your intuition awakening to a new path. The gentle signs coming ahead will not warn you of danger, they will guide you toward alignment. A phrase that speaks hope, a moment of clarity during the day, a sudden feeling of peace. Each will be heaven's way of saying, "Yes, continue, you're stepping into the right direction." Michael leans closer with steady reassurance. Tell them their rise will not be loud, but it will be undeniable. You won't need to force anything, you won't need to chase anything. The right opportunities will find you, because you are finally standing in the place your soul has been trying to return to. What once felt delayed is now catching up, what once felt distant is drawing near. Beloved, this is the moment where your heart shifts from questioning to trusting. The past was a classroom, not a sentence. The wounds were lessons, not labels. The waiting was preparation, not punishment. And now you step into the season where everything begins to make sense. God whispers with a soft certainty, "I am not just restoring you, I am expanding you." Your story carries weight, your journey carries wisdom, your rise carries purpose far beyond what you see right now. What you heal in yourself becomes healing for those connected to you, what you overcome becomes strength for those who follow you, your breakthrough becomes a doorway for others. Beloved, stay here, stay open, stay present. The final instruction is not a command, it is an invitation. Michael says, "Tell them this, their next step is simple. Choose themselves. Choose peace over pressure, choose growth over guilt, choose alignment over fear, choose the path that feels like truth in their chest." That choice will be the key that unlocks what heaven has been holding for them. The last chain is not around your life, it is around your doubt. And as you read these words, you can feel it loosening. The moment you recognize your own worth, it breaks completely. Beloved, your rising begins now.